Estate, and we are so excited all of you have joined us today. Can everybody hear me okay? Good.
Yes.
All right. Well, we are so excited to have this fun virtual cocktail class and happy hour with y'all, as we're all just being safe and, making sure we feel comfortable with all things going on. But anyway, we're so excited y'all are here, and we have Taryn with Elevate Bartending that is going to take us through our cocktail making class, give us some awesome tips, and I will turn it over to Taryn. So again, thank you all for being here. And if you want, if you have any questions that you want to ask, feel free to unmute yourself and just throw your question out there, or you can put it in the chat and we'll make sure your question gets answered.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm so excited for everyone to be joining us today for our virtual happy hour. We've been doing these quite a lot since March, so it has been a nice way to just feel connected and still have fun, even though we're in the constraints of our own home. But it's a nice way to for all of us to get together, so it's awesome. My name's Taryn. Like Sharon said, I am one of the owners of Elevate Bartending. I own it with my partner, Rachel Fry. And we started Elevate almost 4 years ago. So we really specialize in weddings, corporate events, all different types of stuff, which unfortunately has kind of been kaput since March. So yeah, this has been a really awesome way for us to get back out there and see everyone and feel like we're part of the community again. I just want to go over some of the basics of the things that we're going to need for you to make drinks along with me. So today we're going to make 3 things together. We're going to make a simple syrup, we're going to make a lemon drop, and we're going to make a margarita. So the basics of the stuff that you need, you're going to need some sort of either like a pint glass, a glass that you have in your kitchen, and another glass, or if you just have the one, that's fine, we'll make it work. That's the fun about the bartending. You don't have to have everything specifically, you just make do with what you have and you can still make great results. So this is a shaker tin and this is a shaker glass. Even though it's plastic, I like that better because, if you've had a few too many and you drop it, no big. So this I got at a supply store in Austin and it's like $4. So it's really awesome to keep this at your house. So you're gonna need one of these. You're gonna need a cutting board, knife, and then I got this cute little kit at Target for my home bartending. I just thought it had a cute aesthetic. So it comes with a strainer of some sort. If you don't have one of these, I'll show you kind of how to use this to make it happen. A really nice thing to have as well is a jigger. So that way you can get an accurate pour and your drinks taste really great. A spoon of some sort. A spoon, and then I have a few lemons right here and a few limes right here. So you're going to need that, and if you have one of these juice squeezers at home, I highly recommend it. You don't have to have it, you can just kind of squeeze it with your hand, or if you have a pair of tongs, you can use the inside part of the tongs and squeeze down, but this little handy hand juicer really makes such a difference. And then added benefit, you're going to use salt and sugar. If you want a rim on your lemon drop, typically it's a sugar rim. And if you want a rim on your margarita, you can use sugar or salt, whatever you prefer. And then I have 2 glasses, one for my margarita and one for my lemon drop. You can use whatever glasses your heart feels like. And to make your simple syrup, you need 1 cup of super hot water. You could either boil your water or get it out of the tap. My tap is so hot it burns my hand every time. So that probably works just fine. And then a cup of sugar. So 1 cup of water, 1 cup of sugar. And then hopefully you have your tequila. I guess I just went big today because I got this back. I love this tequila so much. The Blanco tequila is amazing. But any tequila your heart desires, you could do a reposado, you could do an añejo. There's so many different types of tequila out there, it's crazy. And then an orange liqueur, so I have a triple sec. This is kind of just a run-of-the-mill plain Jane triple sec. but there's so many varieties. There's, you could use the Cointreau or Grand Marnier or whatever that you have. And then you'll need a vodka of some sort. I have Tito's because we live in Austin. One have Tito's. And yeah, I think that should do it. I have the 3 plates set out because when I run my glasses, I do a simple syrup here and then I put the rims on this plate. So yeah, I think that's it. With the margarita, they can be really creative. So if you have any special juices or jalapenos or anything in there that you want to spruce it up with, you're definitely more than welcome to cook. All right, so that's going to be the basics on the supplies that you need. I'm going to give y'all a minute. If you need a second to go grab something, feel free. And yeah.
Does anyone have any questions so far for Taryn? I've put everything that you need in the chat. And can everyone hear okay?
Taryn, can you turn off your music in the background? I think it's making it a little bit harder to hear you now.
Too much. Is that better?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Did it sound like we were at the concert? One more thing, y'all. We're going to need some ice for your drinks. I didn't list that. So we need some ice. Does anybody have any questions about their supplies, or you don't have something, you're like, what should I use instead? No questions? Everybody good? All right, perfect. Then let's get started. So first up, we're going to make a simple syrup. A simple syrup is such an amazing thing that you can keep in your fridge that's really versatile and can go into so many different things. If you have kids at home, you can use it to spruce up their lemonade, just a little dab, fresh lemons, some simple syrup, some water, and they have a homemade lemonade. If you have a cocktail that you're making and you want to make a healthier version, you can make it with so many different things. You can use a low-calorie sweetener, you can use raw sugar, you can use honey, you can use agave. There's so many different things that you can use to make your simple syrup, and it's actually very simple. They do sell it at the store if you're like, I just want to be lazy, I don't want to make it, and it's kind of pricey for what you can make it at home. So to make it, we're going to have our 1 cup of really hot water and 1 cup of sugar. If you want it to be a little less sweet, you can change up those variations and you could do 2 cups of water, 1 cup of sugar. Or if you want it more sweet, you can flip-flop it. So you're going to go ahead and pour your sugar into your really hot water. You're going to get your spoon and you're going to mix it together. If you want to really incorporate the sugar, you can use a blender. But my water's so hot, this one's just fine. What I like to do as well is I put it into a squeeze bottle or a glass bottle into my fridge. And the shelf life for this is going to be around 1 to 2 weeks, depending on what you use it for. I also like to let it sit for a few hours before I use it to give it a thicker consistency. But if you're in a pinch like we are and you need to make it and use it right away, just make sure you stir it up very well. And you have your simple syrup. I have one I've already made because I really honestly do keep it in my fridge. So this is my simple syrup. I just got this glass bottle and I pop it in there and I keep it for a week or 2. And it's amazing. You can use honey if you want a sweeter taste. And with my margaritas, I like the agave, but the simple syrup works great. Yeah, does anybody have any questions about simple syrup? Nobody? I wish I could see y'all. I can't see your faces. I wish I could. All right, so that's the simple syrup. You can infuse this with things like strawberries, jalapenos, blueberries. I've done a rosemary simple syrup with gin before. All different things. You just pop it in there, and the flavor tastes so good.
Taryn, if you infuse your simple syrup with something, when do you put it in there? Like right when you're mixing sugar and water together?
Yes, I put it in there right away and let it sit in there for about 6 to 12 hours. and then I strain out the simple syrup and I keep it like this. So I don't keep it in there forever. I just do it for the initial hours to really like get the flavor infused, and then I take out whatever you put in there to infuse it. It's awesome though because you can make so many different things. Like we made a cucumber syrup before, blueberry, hibiscus. Oh my gosh, y'all, the hibiscus one is so good with the hibiscus tea. It's really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So everybody have
all your instructions in the chat.
Yes. Everybody have all their ingredients and are ready to make a delicious cocktail?
We're ready.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
So first up, we are going to make the lemon drop martini. You can make a rocks version of this if you're not trying to be like, woo! But if you want to make the martini, you feel free. That's what I'm going to make. So
I'm going to make a martini. Y'all, feel free to unmute and be interactive.
Yeah, it's more fun if y'all are talking with me. So I'm not just like, do, but if you want me to.
I'm going to call some people out. Laura, I know you and Jim are going to make a real martini over there.
Oh yeah.
I've been screaming on mute. Don't worry. I've been like, woo!
Has everyone here had a lemon drop martini before?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Not everyone.
No.
This is a simple drink to make at home, and it's really tasty. So first, we're going to, if you have a pint glass at home, that's what I prefer you use because it gives you the right amount of ice. So try to get a glass that's a pint glass size. And we're going to fill it completely with ice. So all the way to the top. Little did you know, ice is actually part of the recipe. So if you have the right amount of ice, you'll get those beautiful little ice crystals on top that are so good, and everyone always loves those. All right, so the lemon drop martini, the recipe is going to be 2 ounces of vodka, a ½ ounce of your orange liqueur, the 2 lemons squeezed and dropped into the glass, a ½ ounce of simple syrup. So let's start with our vodka.
Taryn, will you repeat it one more time?
Yeah, of course.
It's like
So the recipe is going to be 2 ounces of vodka,
Ounces of vodka,
a ½ ounce of orange liqueur,
½ ounce orange liqueur,
2 lemons squeezed and dropped into the glass, and a ½ ounce of simple syrup.
Hey, Sharon, will you write it in the chat?
I'm on it. 1 second. And then 2 ounces of simple syrup.
A ½ ounce of simple syrup.
Thank you. I just like mine sweet.
Honestly, you can put more if you like yours a little sweeter. Me, I'm not super sweet, but some people sweeten it up.
Okay.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you, Sharon.
An
I love
ounce?
using Tito's, but I also love using a citrus vodka for my lemon drops. So if you've ever seen like Sky Citrus, or I think there's an Absolute Citron, those make really great lemon drops too. Because for me, I like more lemon flavor the better. So I'm going to do 2 ounces of this first. If you have pour spouts, those are really amazing because you can just count using your pour spouts. For 1 ounce, it's a 4 count. So for 2 ounces, you would do an 8 count. And you can get those pretty cheap and have them for your at-home bartending kit. But I'll use my jigger with y'all.
Taryn,
If
how
you don't-
fast do you count when you're doing your count?
1, 2, 3, 4. It's like a.
I think it's an important clarification.
If you just like dance to it, it's too much. So don't do that. Just if you don't have a fancy jigger, if you don't have a fancy pour spout, you're like, what can I use? Do y'all have shot glasses at your house? You better, okay? If you have a shot glass, you can use a shot glass. That's around 2 ounces, just below the top of the shot glass, unless you have one of those crazy ones. But a typical shot glass, that's around 2 ounces. So if you don't have this, and you don't have this or this, don't worry. Use a shot glass, use a bar spoon, eyeball it, whatever your heart desires. All right, so we're gonna do 2 ounces. is. All right, so 2 ounces.
I don't know if this is TMI, but I don't have any shot glasses, so I'm using my bottle I pump breast milk in.
You're using what?
The bottle I put my breast milk in to measure it out. So I don't have anything else.
That is classic. That's great.
I really have nothing else.
And being at home, you got to get creative.
I will clean it very good.
2 ounces of vodka, or that baby's going to sleep good tonight. 2 ounces of vodka. Then we're going to do a 1/2 ounce of orange liqueur. What orange liqueurs are y'all using?
I'm using Gator Bite.
We're using Montreux.
Gator Bite or Grand Gala?
I love using Grand Marnier. It just gives that kind of smooth flavor.
That's nice.
All right, 1/2 ounce of orange liqueur. Then we're going to get our lemons ready. So y'all know the trick about the lemons? You need to make sure you're rolling your lemons while pressing down to get all the juice out. So roll your lemons, everybody.
I think we need a little more vodka. This is only an ounce.
It's 2 ounces to the top.
All right, roll your lemon. Make sure you got those stickers taken off. Then we're going to cut the lemons in half. Like I said, if you don't have a hand juicer, does everybody have a pair of tongs at home? You just put it like this in the tongs and squeeze it. I like the hand juicer though because it helps it helps the seed stay in there. All right, so go ahead and squeeze that lemon. Get all that juiciness out. Next one. One more lemon to the glass, everybody. Roll it up.
But you said that
This helps release all of that juice.
you can go most of the time, but you have to check with me.
Squeeze it in there. Oh, doesn't that smell so good? I don't know about y'all, but I can really taste the difference in the drinks when it has fresh juice versus one of those pre-made mixers. And I can tell you, every time I will choose the fresh juice. So much better. All right, now we're gonna get our simple syrup. Did everybody make their simple syrup with me?
Yes.
Yes.
Have you ever used
simple syrup? Who remembers how much simple syrup goes in there?
0.5 ounce?
1/2 ounce.
Yes.
1/2 ounce. If you want a little sweeter, more lemonade-y, you can put a little bit more, 3/4 or an ounce, but I wouldn't put more than that.
Have you ever tried the blueberry infused syrup in this drink?
Yes, that's one of our specialties. We do a lemon blueberry vodka a lot.
Yum.
I love that. All right. I put 1 ounce in mine just to get a little sweeter for my roommate because she likes it sweet. All right, so now we're going to give this a little swirl. If you have a topper, you pop it on there. If you don't have a topper, you're going to get your bar spoon or a regular spoon. The bar spoons are nice because they're longer, so you can put it there. You're going to stir very vigorously, okay? If you do have your topper, you're going to pop it on there, and you're going to shake it over your shoulder extra vigorously. What that means is you want to really incorporate all of the liquid together, and you're going to do it hard. So that way we have those little ice crystals. So over your shoulder, 10 to 12 times. All right, give it a little pop. Make sure you get that liquid from the top to go in. Give it a little swirl. And now this is where your strainer comes into play. So you're going to give it a tight push and you'll pour. If you don't have a strainer, no problem. You could use another glass and you could use it to kind of just slowly dribble out. And if you don't have that, you could use a spoon or a knife or a plate. Just get creative. So I'm going to take my glass. I'm using a coupe glass. You could use a Martini glass, a regular rocks glass, whatever you want. And I'm just gonna do a half rim. All right, and then I just kind of press into the sugar. So that way we have a half rim. And we're gonna slowly pour into the glass. Perfection. All right, everyone. We have our lemon drop. You could garnish it with a lemon peel if you'd like. I do have a peeler I always keep at home for that if you want, or you could garnish it with a lemon wedge, or just the sugar rim is enough. But if you do the peeler, just kind of express it over the top, drop it in. What do y'all think?
Delicious.
Very good.
You like it?
Ooh, that's good.
It's refreshing, right?
That's really refreshing. Oh, I can see how this would be really good if it was blueberry infused.
Yes, the blueberry is really good, and I've also done strawberry.
Oh, yeah.
What do y'all think? Was that your first time ever making a lemon drop?
Yeah. It was my first time.
I like it. It's really lemony. I like that you could titrate like the sugar. You should make it a little more sour, a little more sweet.
Ours is super sour.
Ours is pretty. I like the sour.
If yours is too sour, just add a little bit more simple syrup.
Yeah, I
if
like.
It's too bitter, like ooh, add a little bit more simple syrup to balance it out.
Okay.
And then you'll be like, ooh, better. Because even though it's in here and you're like, that's too bitter, don't ever be afraid. You can pour it back in, add a little bit more, and keep going. Because you're at your house. It's not like you're making this for a stranger. When I used to bartend, I would never do that. But yeah, lemon drop martini, everybody. Another way to have this too, if this is too strong, you could make the ingredients just a little bit less. You could have it on the rocks and have it that way so you're not just like chugging this much alcohol. But I think we all could use a good martini right now. Does anybody have any questions about the techniques that we used?
So, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, by the way, fantastic. Didn't have the shaker, which I definitely need to get one. So being in, Austin, Texas, I love my margaritas, which we miss greatly. So maybe for the next demo, we do some margaritas.
We're making one next.
Well, perfect.
Next drink we're making after this one is the margarita.
Okay.
So, yeah, like I was saying, with that, you're not having it. This is all stuff that you can get relatively inexpensively, that you can have your own little at-home bartending kit so easily. And it's easy to find. I know Target, I go there a lot. They have all types of fun at-home bartending stuff. And even if you just have one, then you won't have to buy any more. It lasts forever, so it's really good. All right, so that's a lemon drop. Woo-hoo! All right, let's make the margarita. Margaritas, like she said, are one of my favorite drinks. I love margaritas. Honestly, I'm from Ohio. So when I moved to Austin, I have margaritas, and I'm like, wow, what have I been missing my whole life? There's just so better here. When I go to other places and I order margarita, every time I'm like, why did I do this?
Not the same.
Word up, don't do it.
Okay, so where's your top well, besides you, of course, but where's the great place to have a margarita in Austin?
One of my favorite places to have a margarita in Austin is Roaring Fork. I'm not a huge blended margarita person, but theirs is seriously so good. And it has a chocolate swirl. I don't understand it. Have y'all had that?
Can you repeat, what did you say, Taryn? What does it have?
Roaring Fork. It's a frozen margarita with a huckleberry swirl.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's really good. Where all have y'all had some good margaritas?
What is huckleberry like?
Girl, it is so good. It is just like this rich berry. It's deep red, and it tastes so good.
Okay, so is it like a raspberry bitter, or is it like sweet?
It is a little hint of bitter.
Okay.
I don't know. It is just just a small swirl that they put on the glass.
Okay.
It complements it very well. But I'm telling you, be safe. I had 2 once before my Christmas party. Not a good idea. Stick to
Okay, got it. Yeah, I would love to go have as many as they'll give me someday.
They are open for dinner right now, so if y'all want to go there, they're good. For me though, for me and margaritas, I just like tequila, fresh lime. I don't like the mix, so I just ask for that wherever I go, and then I like it everywhere, so it's good. Have y'all had a favorite one anywhere that you want to share?
Yeah, there's one, there's a recipe that's around Santa Fe, New Mexico all the time. They call it a silver coin, and it's just like you like it. No mix. You use some silver tequila for this one, a little bit of simple, fresh lime, and then some Cointreau, and that's where the coin comes from. So it's a silver coin. It's a delicious recipe.
I love that. I love that so much. All right, so let's get started on making one. If y'all want to rinse out whatever you just used, and we're going to make our margarita in the same thing. So let me rinse mine real quick. All right, margarita time. So these margaritas are very simple, but I have pulled a few things out that you can add in if you like to spruce it up. So first, you're going to have your tequila. I like my margaritas with silver or Blanco, the white tequila. That's my favorite. If I'm going to drink an añejo or reposado, I just like that either neat or on the rocks. So margaritas, I use a silver. And then we do use the triple sec again, so it's very versatile. Use it in lemon drop, we can use it in the margarita. I do like Cointreau and Grand Marnier in my margaritas as well. Lime juice and simple syrup. You can do the agave, you can do the water, and with that stuff, you're gonna kind of do the same ratio, like 50-50, and store it in your fridge, and it lasts up to 2 weeks. And then lastly, we're gonna have a rim. So the traditional margarita rim is going to be what? Salt. But you can use tahini. You can use Trader Joe's chili and lime. I also am a fan of the beer salt lime flavor. Have y'all tried this?
I haven't tried that.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's really good.
What's it called? Beer salt?
It's called beer salt lime. They have lemon and other flavors, but the lime is my favorite. So usually with mine, I'll do the salt and then I'll mix in a little bit of the chili rim. I kind of like to use both just to give it a variety. It's like, yummy. Mix that in and then a couple drops of this one. So that's what's fun about margaritas too. You can mix it up however you like.
I'm sorry, you use whatever salt you want.
Y'all like spicy margaritas?
Yes.
Yeah.
Me too. All right, so we have our rim ready. So first step is we're gonna do ice. On this drink, I'm using a rocks glass. If you, I assume all of y'all have no clue how to measure ice because that's a bartender thing. So if you don't know how much ice you should get, just fill whatever glass you're using with ice. And make sure it's filled to the top. And you're gonna just pour that ice into your mixing glass. And that'll be the amount of ice I need. So that's the first step. The second step is we're gonna do the rim. So I'm just gonna do a full rim on this one. And then I just lightly press into the rim. You can also do like fresh grated lemon zest or lime zest into this. That tastes really delicious. All right, so there's our glass. So the first step is done. Now we're gonna get our tequila. So I'm gonna go over this recipe for you if you wanna put it into the notes. The recipe for the margarita is 1.5 ounces of tequila, a 1/2 ounce of triple sec, 2 limes squeezed and dropped, and 3/4 ounces of simple syrup. Do you need me to repeat?
Will you repeat it one more time?
Yes. 1.5 ounces of tequila. It could be silver. It could be gold. It could be a 1/2 ounce of triple sec. 2 limes squeezed and dropped,
Uh-huh.
and 3/4 ounce of simple syrup.
3/4 ounce simple syrup. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
You said you can use Contra instead of triple sec?
Yes, absolutely. That's going to be higher version.
Yeah, it's gonna make it like it's gonna make it more like a martini than like a mixed drink. It's gonna be like, I feel it's great.
How much?
Yeah. Typically, I do use Cointreau instead because I like the flavor more. But triple sec works just as well. It's a mixed drink, and there's so many ingredients. It tastes fine. All right. So we have our ice in. Everybody have their ice in?
Yes.
All right. Next, we're going to do 1.5 ounces of our tequila. If you have a jigger, I keep it really close to this, and then I just pour right in. That way it doesn't spill. Alrighty. Next up, we have the 1/2 ounce of the triple sec. 2 count if you have quart spouts. 1/2 of a shot glass. 1/4 of a shot glass. Next, we're going to do our limes. So let's do our trick. We're going to roll our limes. I cut my limes in half. Put it to my hand juicer. Squeeze. Take a break to sip your other lemon drop. Just to remember what it tasted like.
I like this part.
Squeeze the lime. All right, we have 1 in there. Let's do 1 more bad boy. This is kind of like a skinny margarita, right? It doesn't have a ton of simple syrup. It doesn't have all that extra sugar. And you can switch it out. Instead of the sugar, you could use a Splenda, or I forget. There's another sugar that I really like, but I forget what it's called. Does anybody remember? The other, like the new Splenda that's better for you?
Stevia.
Stevia, yes, that's it. I like that one, it's good. All right, so we have the lime juice, we have the tequila, the triple sec, lastly we have the simple syrup. So 3/4 ounce of the simple syrup.
Okay.
I'm just gonna eyeball mine. All right, drop your top on there or put your spoon in and give it a good stir. We're gonna do this one at 4 to 6 times. It doesn't have to be as much as the martini because we don't need to get those nice. So I take a little swirl of this and I pour it directly into the glass. Alrighty. If you need to add a little bit more ice, you can. And there you go. If you have an extra lime, you could make some wedges. Or if you have a jalapeno, you could slice a jalapeno, put it in there. Jalapeno. Or if you're making them at home, you could always add pineapple juice, orange juice, any type of juice you can add, and you could make it a pineapple margarita, or you could make the biscuits. What do y'all think?
Yes.
Delicious. Very good.
What kind of tequila are y'all using?
Cheers. We're using this tequila Corralejo.
Ooh.
So yeah, I have a friend who owns a liquor store down south called Proof, and what's the other one? Old School. So she recommended it.
Oh my gosh, that's so delicious.
It is.
Like, and people think I mean, it is a trick. You do have to learn these things as you go, but once you learn, you can make this for anyone coming over one day when we're allowed to have people over, and they could think that you're so good.
Super simple. Yeah, I like it.
Is there a trick to get the glass out of the aluminum shaker?
There is. So if you have trouble, right, and you're like, it won't come out, you just want to hit it around on the side like this. and then wiggle it out, and it should come right out.
That worked. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ours turned out great. Ours turned out great, except we squirted lime juice in our eye.
Oh, honey, I've done that before. It's not fun.
I love it. I remember things like this. I can't get my drink. I can't get my drink.
So if you were to do this frozen, would it be a matter of blending it?
Okay, good question. If you want a blended margarita, it's the exact same recipe. So just make your shaker so you have it, and then pour it to your blender and blend it up, and it'll be the perfect consistency.
Okay, I like it.
You have to use the same amount though, so it gives it that, it's not too watery. You know?
Exactly.
You gotta make sure you have that right ice to liquid ratio.
Agreed.
All right, so how did everything taste, y'all?
Amazing.
Great.
Good. Are they the best drinks you've had since March? Huh?
So good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I have to say what's funny, you're from Wisconsin and you're saying y'all. I love that.
Me?
Yes.
I'm from Ohio.
I'm sorry, Ohio, but you're still saying y'all. I love that.
I've lived in Austin for almost 10 years now, so it has crept into my blood.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I remember when I first moved here and I would walk into a place and someone would be like, hey y'all, I'm like, I'm by myself though. Who's the other person? But I do it now too.
Love it.
It's actually very convenient. They say it's the collective plural. There you go.
And it's not considered rude. Whereas if you call a group like, hey guys, you might offend someone by like calling a woman a man essentially. But y'all, it's not offensive.
Right, gender neutral, exactly.
Really
Safe on all counts.
So which one's y'all's favorite? Do you like the lemon drop or the margarita best?
Margarita.
Margarita.
Yeah,
Margarita.
but I did like learning
Margarita is awesome.
I think I could make myself a lemon drop that I really like, because the only kind of lemon drop that I ever tried before was like, 25 years ago doing a shot down on 6th Street. It was really sweet.
I never thought that I would miss 6th Street, but I kind of want to just go back once last.
Right, I would even accept just 6th Street. Like, okay, sure, whatever.
I told my roommate the other day, I was like, I actually want to go to a bar, which isn't like me. That's not really my scene. But I'm like, that sounds fun to just have a drink in your hand and like wander around to loud music. I'm like, I would do that.
Just one more time. One more time.
Christy.
Does anybody have any questions about bartending, drinks, or anything that's not even related to these drinks? Wanted to make another drink, anything like that I could answer for y'all?
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was great.
Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We're so excited to see all your beautiful faces. So thank you. And Taryn, thank you so much for all of the information. It was so helpful. So, and just by the way, you guys, you'll get an email from Taryn with all of these recipes, and then you'll have her contact. So when we can all do big parties again, y'all, Elevate Bartending does an amazing job, so keep them in mind, of course. But be on the lookout for these recipes. We'll make sure you guys get them.
That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take a picture with your cocktails and tag us on social media. That would be awesome.
Oh yeah, let's do a picture.
Sounds good.
Yeah. If y'all would even like tag us in your Insta story or Facebook or whatever, we would really appreciate that.
All right, perfect.
All right.
Thanks,
Perfect.
everyone.
Thank y'all.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Thanks, Taryn.
Thank you, Taryn.